you don't have the correct credit score, you're not going to be able to get the funds either. So you got to be a me. I'll go back to that again before we. So listen to what she's saying right now and say, do I need to do this for myself first before I go ahead and help the client? You know, like put the mask over yourself before you try to help the person next to you concept. So Janet, welcome. Hello. Thank you for coming on today.
Thank you so much. I'm excited to be here. So yeah, we are excited to be launching World Cappers Credit Repair. Credit repair has never been more important than it is right now. As a lot of you guys already know, that the mortgage requirements have changed. A lot of escrows fell out of escrow. A lot of people lost escrows because their credit score stayed the same while the requirements changed. Credit cards are changing. If you're maxed out now or have been late on any payments, a lot of times they are no questions asked, shutting down your cards or knocking down your limits. So things have really changed in general. And we have a 30 to 90 day program. We can increase anybody's score. We guarantee a money back guarantee that we will remove the majority. We're averaging about 80 to 90% of the negative items being removed. And on top of that, we can also help if any of you guys need that credit repair or your clients, but also if any of you have maxed out cards and you don't have the money right now, COVID's a real thing. If you don't have the money to pay them right now, we do have other credit builder programs that can put open credit onto your account so that you won't be at risk of having those cards as much being shut down, and so that it will instantly increase your credit score because you'll have your revolving credit limits will look a lot better than what they are right now. So we have a lot of different things that can help you guys and help your clients. And I would encourage you, I'll put my name and number out there and email you all. And I would encourage you to give us a call if you have any needs for yourselves or for your clients, because it's quick. I think Amanda's a big country. I think we did in about 30 days, and we're able to remove all of his medical bills on there. So give me a call if you need any help. We're available.
I think that was about $30,000 worth, wasn't it, Jenna?
It was.
Yeah.
Quite a bit.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. Don't ever grab a paint spray or hose when you're out painting a house and the hose pops a hole. It blows holes in your fingers and fills your fingers with paint. He almost lost his fingers. Yeah.
Wow. Well,
so thank you, Jana.
So
Yeah.
if anybody has a need, go ahead. And Jana, if you would put in the chat section right there, go ahead and put your direct phone number. And if you have a need for either you raising your credit score, obviously you want to go up to a 780. That's premier. But what are the minimums right now to get the loans, Jana, for you to qualify? So not just for them, but for their clients. What are the minimums they need to do right now? And I'm going to have Mike Mina coming on the line here in just a minute too, talking about that. But what are the minimums right now that we're needing right now in relationship to all these different loans that are out there? I mean, you and I talk all the time, and we're talking about all these loans. My God, there's so many things. Your head's spinning of all the money that's coming. And be careful. I mean, Karan and I were talking about that because you will have to pay it back, and they can change the interest rate. But what are some of the ones that are good that you could go after that could help you to build your business and support you during this time?
Absolutely. So there is a new, well, it's not new, but there are banks out there like Cabbage and things with a K that will have a lot of business programs available. It used to be that we had to get our mortgage clients up to a 640. Now the minimum, I believe, is about a 660 for the general things, and it's about to go to a 680. So it's changed the score requirements a lot. You really, to be able to get a good interest rate right now, there's no way that you could do it without a 680. It's very, very rare to be able to do it anymore. It's not as easy as it was. Not that it can't happen, but the interest rates are so low right now. They're so incredibly low. So I would hope that everybody would make 700 their goal and their goal for clients, because I mean, we've had people sign for 2.75, and that's insane. Who's ever heard of that?
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I see you just put your phone number up there. So please, reach out to Jana and get yourself set up. And then once you do it, here's what's cool about that. You'll have a testimony, and just like I went to buy, I think I just blazed with the story, but 4 years ago, went to buy my Tesla and they said, oh, that's great. We can give you a great rate. But if you had a 780, we could save you $7,000. I think it was $6,800 on the car. I said, hang on, went to the credit repair. 3 weeks later, raised it to 811 and saved money. So it really does work no matter what category you're in to actually save you money. Jana, you had a question, I think. You had a hand raised? Or Donica? Go ahead.
Yeah, I just had a question in terms of Jana. I mean, how experienced are you in dealing with bankruptcy?
Very experienced. That is something that we are able to get off. It's part of our 51% that we can get off for clients. It's harder. It's more difficult than some of the other things to get it off the credit, but it can be done. We've seen it a lot of times.
Mm-hmm.
And as far as like bankruptcy is like an option for people, we always encourage people to go through credit repair before they ever think about a bankruptcy. Absolutely. If they're not already in that situation, because that's going to stay on your account for 10 years. And it's something that even after that, people can ask you to declare on mortgage loans and stuff. Have you ever filed for bankruptcy? So we always encourage people to go through credit repair first.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Well, great. We're gonna cover a lot of tips, techniques, tools you can use, things you can get out there to get business. We're gonna talk about that. Carlos, can I hear from you? I'm gonna open up your mic a minute. One of the things that's happening right now is we have for me, I feel like it's a great market. I mean, what do we have? We have unbelievable interest rates, right? Lower than you've ever seen. And there's opportunity, but what's missing? Inventory, right? So we want more inventory. So Carlos, being a past graduate, like 3 times over as well, has gotten into a builder, and he's got some very special homes. And next week, he's going to give you a list of that inventory. And Carlos, I think they're paying full commissions on those too. You want to talk about that briefly of coming attractions of what's happening next week? And we're going to give you guys that list next week so you can have properties to sell to your buyers.
Sure. So can you hear me now?
Yes.
Hear you now.
Okay. So just a peek, our company actually is a master builder. And what we do is we actually master plan communities. We go ahead and subsection the plots out, and we invite builders to come build their homes there. And we've got builders like New Home Company, Christopher Homes, KB Home, Pulte, Richmond American, Taylor Morrison, Lennar, just to name a few. Most of that is in Southern California. We've got some stuff in Northern California, but a lot of exciting stuff. I'm going to be having a lot of marketing material, and I want to make sure that our group here and our team, you're going to get first access, up-to-date information on what these builders are doing right away. I'm actually plugged in. I'm the business development manager for Lewis Management Corp, which is part of the Lewis Group of Companies, which is at lewisbroker.com, which you can kind of see here on my background. I kind of changed it. You can kind of see that right there. So you've got that aspect of it. But also, too, there's something else that we have. We also do, and it's something that not everybody does, apartment referrals. When have you heard that you can go ahead and refer somebody to an apartment community? Let's say you've got a buyer, something happened, maybe their credit score changed, they can't buy right now, they've got a rent, things are changing, they're moving. You can go ahead and send them to one of our communities, and we're going to pay 6% of the lease term up to 24 months. So you can have them there, still get paid, and at the same time keep that relationship going with your clients, while they're at a great place and a trusted builder, a trusted property manager, because we're a private company. We manage our own properties. So that's just a little hint of what's going on. And a lot of good developments. Like Daniel was saying, inventory is low. We have inventory. Just to give an example, I was looking at the reports here from this past week, ending May 3rd, we had 18 closes on our communities. So people are out there, they're purchasing homes, they're purchasing new homes. So that's super exciting. You don't have the situation where maybe there's multiple offers on a property. They can go to a community and there's different choices for them. They feel more comfortable, like they're going to be successful in that purchase. So that's a big thing.
Yeah, that is good. I mean, Chevy Atkinson was going to come on the call, but he just did a motorhome and he's going across country with his family. Remember, I told you he's a double-digit, 7-digit earner in real estate commissions. And I trained him like 7, 8 years ago, and now he's got 4 kids, and now he takes like 5 major vacations. Now he's on full go now, but he's working every day selling real estate, but he's vacationing, having his life. And I'm going to try to get him on next week, but he said, Daniel, I don't even know if I'll have, cell service where I'm going to be. So, but he's the same thing. And you know how he started? He started by doing leases. And people go, leases, I don't want to do leases. But you know what? Leases in his area in Orange County, my God, they were, huge, like $4,000, $5,000. And if they're leasing it at that, I mean, you do the math at 6%. On a $4,000 a month lease for
24 months.
Yeah, okay. Let's do 24 months at just $4,000 a month. What are you looking at commission there, roughly, Carlos?
Well, shoot,
you're looking at 4,000 times. That's 30. That's what you're looking at. What?
Let me get my calculator.
Right off the top of my head. I'll tell you. I'll do something better, Daniel. Here's
just
3 commission checks.
Money could be made on a lease.
I've got to deliver 3 commission checks here
It's
after this call. Now, this is on 12-month commissions, and these properties they leased at it wasn't that expensive.
Right.
We're talking like $1,200 check. I got to go deliver today to an agent. I have a $2,100 check to an agent. And this $2,100 check, let me tell you, this agent, I've given her almost $10,000 last month just on referrals. And she tells me these are people that are looking to buy. They're just not ready right now. And so there's another source of income people don't think of. Now, people that aren't in an area where you aren't sure whether these leasing companies actually provide commissions, ask. Find out who pays commissions. And then those are the places that care. For example, our company, my main purpose is to develop the relationship within the broker community. Our company understands how important real estate agents are to our economy. And so this position I have is specifically designed to interact with agents. I'm plugged into all the different MLSs, the chambers. I get in on all these different calls, just like this one, where people are sharing information. And if there's something good that I find or something that's working, definitely I'll share it here with our team. For example, I was on a call earlier, right before this. We're talking about strategically when's the best time for us to send out marketing to our clients. If you have that database of people you're sending to, I want to go ahead and share that with you guys too. We spend a lot of money to find this research on when we want to be sending information out to potentially get leads. And I'm okay sharing that information with you guys too. So I'm looking forward to making this a weekly event and sharing what we've got and just sharing this teamwork that we're all developing here with Daniel.
Yeah, see, that's thinking out of the box, because people go, oh, I don't want to do it, but anytime there's a crisis, Danielle Rabati from Sotheby's, okay, up at Porter Valley Ranch up there, Porter Valley, she got into, I don't care about the money, I just want to help you guys. And she ended up going out and helping people. It was when the gas leak was happening, whatever. She ended up, after coming to my studio, doing a video, right, the custom videos, and then started sharing she could help them buy a home, and here's what you could do there. She ended up doing 9 for 9, and she was brand new in the real estate business. So, and that's how Chevy got going too. So think out of the box a little bit. Think about how I can help people, and don't think about the money. Think about, if I could get them in a home just on a lease, and then you could then go to Jana, and you could get them their credit. Then you can work. You got a year to work with them, and now you've got a client for life. And they're going to remember you as somebody that didn't care about the commission, because you call most realtors and go, oh well, no, I don't do leases, But really, it's a good source, and that's why I wanted to bring Carlos on. And next week, he's going to bring that to the table. So, any other thoughts on that? If you got, this is your group, this is your team of people. So, if anybody else has got any thoughts that had some experience on that, please give me a hand raise. I'd like to hear from you. Okay.
Matt's hand is raised, so
Okay,
let's
Matt.
open the mic to Matt. Let me unmute him real quick.
All right.
Hi, Matt.
Hey, how you doing?
Good.
Good. Hey, Daniel, long time no see. How you doing, brother?
How you doing, brother? God bless.
God bless you. You're doing fantastic. Hey, so the credit repair, at some point, I have a bad reception over here. If my phone cuts out, I apologize. But I would like to have the information on the credit repair. And then Carlos, what you're talking about, especially the builder-wise, I actually have a lead who is a farmer who wants to get into building, and we've already met with civil engineers, but we would definitely like to have a little more information to help us get us on the right path. So if I could get your information as well, that'll be very helpful.
Absolutely. I didn't catch what it was he was trying to do.
So basically, it's it's a smaller project. I don't know if it's gonna be up your guys' alley or not, but it's about 17 units. It'll be located in Riverside.
Okay, sure. You know, send me the information. I can pass it along, and that's how things get started. It never hurts to ask, and always be talking to people. I mean, it's amazing.
Definitely, thank you.
And Matt, do you have your chat up on your computer?
I'm actually going for my phone right now. I apologize.
Okay. You can actually still see it on there, but I'm sure Daniel can send you Jana's information. I just posted it again there in the chat. And then Carlos's information is in the chat as well.
So yeah,
Okay.
Jana's information there's, and Carlos's information. Did you put yours on there? Good. There you go. Carlos, we'll have your information there. We'll make sure we get that to all of you. Or you can call. You got my numbers, so call me too. We'll make sure that you get the proper contacts as well. Speaking of that, also, Irma, can you hear me okay there? Hello, I see you. Go ahead and unmute. Hi, Irma. I don't see Mike on the call. I just said ready. I think he's coming on momentarily. But do you have any updates for us from Augusta Financial? What's happening? And I saw a long email today about Mike, and he's talking about he's gaining weight. He said, I don't know what this do with anything, but he somehow tied it back around. So I don't see Mike on the call. He's not, right? It's just you at this point?
So Mike and Amy are finishing up a Zoom call, so they should be on momentarily. Like they said that actually 30 minutes ago. So I'm actually thinking they're going to get on any minute now. But anyways, hi everyone. I hope you guys are all doing well. I am so blown away by how we're doing business now and how things have changed for all of us. Never in our wildest dreams did we ever think we were going to be in a situation like this. So things are kind of, they're pretty weird, but, continue to reach out to people, your database, your friends, your family. I know this morning the news was saying that there's 33 million Americans out of work right now. And so I know JP Morgan was projecting or forecasting 20%, and Goldman Sachs and Merrill Lynch were projecting 15%. And so the amount of unemployment request claims that have been filed are decreasing at this point. And they're thinking that the economy is going to recover soon. It's going to take, of course, it's going to take a while, but it's going to recover sooner than later. Like, for example, they were saying that during the Great Recession, it took 9 years to recover. And then for the Great Depression, it took 12 years to recover. So they're projecting a 2-year recovery for what we're going through right now. So they were saying that we're going to be hearing the media scaring us about, people are out of work, the economy is going to tank and stuff like that. And to not listen to that, to be hopeful, the good thing is that the real estate market is strong. It was strong before we got into this, and it's still strong. For example, there's still many offers on one house, where people are still fighting for a house just to get in there because it's the power of supply and demand. There is very low supply, and then there's still demand. Even though there's the buyers that went out of not wanting to buy right now because they lost their jobs, there's still buyers on the market that are looking to buy, and still a lot of buyers for one particular property. So don't lose hope. Hang in there. I know it's difficult, and I know Jana talked about FICO scores being good. So, and I actually reached out to them, and I was so pleasantly surprised by how fast they answered. The phone rang, they answered, and all my questions were answered so in such a timely manner, and everything was. I was so impressed because in the past, and not to speak badly about anybody, but in the past, when there has been other credit repair people that I've reached out to, I leave messages and no response. So good job to Jana and her team. They're doing an amazing job. If you guys have anyone that you want to do a credit repair with them, I would highly recommend them. And so yes, right now, the banks really want strong buyers. They're really looking, and We've had, for example, the loan program where there was down payment assistance. That loan program went away. The one where they would give you a loan for the down payment, and then you would need to pay it back once you refinance or sold your house. Well, that one has gone away. We do have one right now, a down payment assistance program, but the minimum FICO score is 680. So definitely, if you guys have any clients that their FICO score needs to increase, then go that route, because definitely people are really wanting to buy and are really out there searching for home ownership. So, and then also feel free to reach out to Mike and I and Amy. We're here to help you. I know there was a couple of people or a few people that reached out for the mobile app. I reached out to the mobile app company, and since they're short staffed, they're going to get their mobile app next come Monday or next week. So thank you guys for reaching out. Anything you guys need, any questions, feel free to ask us. We're here for you. Thank you.
Thank you for that. That is amazing. You know, the idea of being able to build a team together that works together, that helps each other, and you've got the sources inside of this, which is phenomenal. So we want to make sure, and John NHD, you know, he's there. He's been with us for a while as well. And, you know, we have, you know, Josh Niehaus, and he is amazing at home inspection. He does a great job. And so everybody, whatever your needs are, just let us know, because we've got the connection, and that's vitally important that you know. And I'm going to tell you something. What you said is important. Never before has there been a better need for you to be able to follow the Pendley system where we stop work for free. In other words, don't just run out there and start grabbing people and react. You bring them in, and you simply follow the 9 steps of listing the buyer. And I'm saying, yes, listing the buyer. And we're going to talk about the passport and what you work with, but you do it in procedure, because every one of us out there, including me in my career, has worked with people, went around the circle, and you know what? We worked for naught because we didn't follow the procedure. You went out and showed them properties, or you gave them information, or you worked, and then you found out they bought from someone else, or they didn't qualify, or they really weren't that serious. They were just in a space where they were thinking about it. So I want you to really think about sorting. You're in a sorting business right now. So when you talk to these people, you want to love them and help them. Do you need a lease? Do you need your credit fixed? You need to be set up. So you got to set it up properly. When selling becomes a procedure, it will cease to become a problem for all of you, okay? And there's so many marketing tools out there. I tell you, there's so many great needs, but people don't really tap into them. And I've got a source right here on the line right now that will give you free, absolutely, in respect to having the same clients that we have, marketing tools, things that you need, like your app for your phone, your flow chart, all these things that will give you a drip campaign. That is what's happening with Augusta and Amy. And I see Amy out there. Hello, Amy. Hi. You want to tell them a few of the things that are available to everyone on this call just by being connected to me. These are all things that you get, and all you got to do, and we'll put Amy's number up here as well, and these are things that you can tap into and get these tools to help you. We need as many multiple streams of tools that we can. So Amy, if you'll just tell us a few of the things that we've got there that we can work with.
Well, hello, everyone. It's so good to see you all. I hope you're all doing well. We have something called List Reports, and List Reports generates automated data about any of your listings that you can pull up, you can share them, you can put them on social media, all that kind of thing. That's something you can sign up for. Also, the mobile app. Everybody is using these days one of these to look for everything. Well, this is what mine looks like, but it's a phone, okay? And that's what they're driving around with, and that's what they're using to look for everything from ordering food from a restaurant to shopping now to looking for real estate. So make sure that you have good tools that you can give to people so they can easily access it. It's branded with your information, okay? You're the only agent that shows up on there. Encourage them to use it. And guess what? It's not going to cost you anything, because as clients of ours, we want to support you. Mike is huge on giving back to agents and making sure that he's empowering them with the right tools. I've got the passports. If you've got clients that kind of like the passports, they're super cute, they're super fun, and it kind of, it's got stuff they can fill out. I don't know if you guys have seen that or not, but and I'm constantly a student of real estate and marketing because that's what I do. And I was reading something that was really interesting. And it was called WOM, which is WOM, which is your word of mouth value. Okay. What is your word of mouth value? A lead will cost you much less if it is a person-to-person referral versus you spending a lot of money throwing it at a billboard or a shopping cart or, gosh, you know, those other companies who I won't name that take your money and then, you know, you don't get much in return for it. But, you know, if you can increase your word of mouth value, your referral source will go up. Call your past clients, get in front of them. Something that you all can do is ask your clients, the ones that have kids that are getting to be that age where they're going to be able to buy real estate, what are they doing to save? Do you know how you can get $10,000 in a year? How a young person can come up with $10,000 a year and possibly get into their first home by saving $28 a day. $28 a day adds up to, if you look at it over 360 days, $10,000. And it's just those little things that you can give them. Read Mike's blogs. In his blog today, he talked about the true cost of home ownership. Most people think, all right, my rent's here, my payment's here, it's even, right? Why would I buy a house? Well, when you break it down and each one of you can articulate the true cost of home ownership, you're going to sound like such an expert and so much better and so much more knowledgeable than the average real estate agent. That word of mouth value that you want to have with your clients will increase because we want them endorsing us. We want to know, you know, what is your endorsement value? If they're having a really good experience with you, and encourage them to share that, encourage them to write you an endorsement, encourage them to tag you on Facebook, put good content out there. You don't have to be a genius, you know, Silicon Valley content writer. You can share what we put out there, you know, your list report, all these things are going to give you some great content. So constantly be a student of the business, do as much reading as you can. And remember that your clients are going to talk about you throughout the transaction, okay? They're going to talk about you from the time they meet you all the way till the time you hand them the keys, till you take them on that, you know, tour of the home. They're going to be talking about you. So you want them to share your name. So your homework for the week and the lesson for the week is to work on that word of mouth value, okay? So people are just, they're crazy about sharing your name, okay? They can't wait to share your name. So that's my advice today. I know Mike's on here and I want to make sure that, you know, you guys hear from him because he's got some great stuff that he needs to get you informed on.
That's great information. Word WOM, I call that WOMing. Usually that's waiting on Mel, but now I got a new one for it. WOM.
Word of mouth value.
WOMing, you know, so that's great. I love it. Right. So having some fun with this, but you know, I love having amazing people like you and Mike, Mina, Amy, and Irma. You come on every week and give us great pearls of wisdom. And you know, Mike, I saw your Facebook post about gaining weight, and I think you brought it back to real estate somehow. So Mike has been with me for 3 years. The whole team has. I love them, and they're the best in the business, bar none. Mike, Mina, go ahead and give us an update for this week, please.
Well, update is you know, interest rates are really good right now. We've lost so many good products out there, from the 10% down bank statement loan to stated income loans with 25% down. Now they're 25 and 35% down respectively. What we're losing right now is second mortgages. So, and the jumbo product with less than 20% down is a little bit rough out there. So, you know, San Bernardino, Riverside County, $510,000 is basically your max loan amount with 3.5 or 5% down. We get a lot of people that want to buy $700,000 in San Bernardino, Riverside with 10% down. You can do a first and second. Well, we're down to one bank that's doing a second mortgage up to 90%. So that's a little scary. A lot of this is all forbearance agreement manipulated, basically. Once they allowed people to start doing forbearance agreements, it's become an issue. The other thing with forbearance agreements is Fannie and Freddie has given no guidelines. Fannie, Freddie, FHA, which is Ginnie Mae, have given no guidelines as to how to handle a forbearance agreement. So say, for instance, I have a $500,000 mortgage on my house, and I decide to go ahead. I'm not sure if I'm going to lose my job or not, and I hope I do. But if I don't, what happens? So I go ahead and I get the agreement for the forbearance agreements, and I don't have to make my May 1st payment. And I make my May 1st payment because it kept my job for another month, but I just want that there as my security. And I go ahead and I make my June 1st payment, and I still have that as security. And then July 1st, I put my house on the market because I got a promotion and a raise and blah, 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 blah. And I want to go move into this great new house for $950,000. And the bank looks at my credit report, they see forbearance agreement, and guess what that means? I don't really know, but the banks don't want a loan on it right now. I will find out more in the next 30 to 45 to 60 days when Fannie Mae finally gets off their butt and says something. But most banks, if you have a forbearance agreement, are not wanting to loan to you. So if you're talking to your clients who are thinking of buying or selling, and we even asked the questions. I was on the phone the other day on a conference call with the Money Store, which is one of our investors. It's one of the top 10 investors in the country. And they buy mostly Fannie Mae, FHA, Ginnie Mae stuff, our VA and our FHA product. And we're talking, and I said, so what are we going to do with these people if, let's say, for instance, they have a forbearance, to get it all caught up? Is that forbearance still going to show on their credit in October, November, December? They go, we don't know. We've only been doing this 132 years. Why would we know? Nobody seems to know. Nobody has the idea yet. So if you're talking to a client and they don't need a fair forbearance, please don't allow them to do a forbearance, because it could limit them. I don't know. Could it limit them 3 years from now? If that forbearance still shows in that little tagline underneath, that could be an issue. So, and that's what's caused a lot of the other issues. Our VA and FHA high balance loans, anything above that $500,000, $10,000, people are paying 2 and 3 points to get those loans down. That's a tough thing. It doesn't meet high cost in some of the areas. So we're hearing things like, well, you can't close a loan like that. Well, I have a VA buyer who wants to buy an $800,000 house. You're telling me I can't close a loan because he has to pay 3 points? So we're kind of dealing with that right now. So those are some of the issues that are a problem. The jumbo side, you know, you can do them with 20% down. 2 months ago, we were doing them with 10% down. So you're looking at a $700,000, $900,000 mortgage in San Bernardino, an $800 million mortgage in LA or Orange or River or Ventura County. Yeah, those are getting to be a little bit tougher. What I am seeing though, and I think what's really important, is we got a lot of first-time buyers anxious to buy. We got a lot of people ready to go, 3% down, 5% down. We still have 0 down with a 680 credit score, and they're ready to buy. And I am shocked at how busy this market is right now. And I'm pleasantly surprised how busy this market is right now. And what does that mean going forward? Well, we're going to have our people that are going to be afraid to list their house this year or until we get a vaccine. There's going to be those people that are just going to sit in their bedroom and they're not going to do anything. And come hell or high water, they're staying and working out of their house. My dad, for instance, he'll come over for dinner, but he's 82 years old. He's not going to go to the grocery store. He had me fill up his tank with gas the other day. These are the things that you do, and I'm happy to do that. If I keep around another 15 or 20 years, there's a lot of knowledge in that man and a lot of wonderfulness in that man. But if he leaves that house, and he still works, believe it or not, at McDonnell Douglas as an engineer, but if he leaves that house, he's putting his life into his hands, or so he thinks. So he's got to be under that quarantine until he feels ready. If he had to sell that house, how would he feel? He's not going to sell his house unless he had to. Okay, so we got those people that are going to be in his position, and a good majority that are not going to want to sell. But if you had to walk into a grocery store, 90% of us out there can walk into a grocery store, 95% of us can walk into a grocery store, and we can look at a house, and we can buy a house. But the other 5 or 10% that he could go to a grocery store, but he doesn't feel so comfortable. There's going to be fewer listings this year, probably than any year in your future. But we're going to have the same amount of buyers in the next 60 to 90 days once everybody gets back to work. So that means prices are going to rise, in my opinion. And that's just because of that. Plus the fact if we get 90% of these people back to work, what's that going to mean? Interest rates are staying low. Economy's still not great. Those who can afford, prices are going to go up because we're going to have limited inventory. And it's going to be incredible. The amount of people that are looking to get pre-approved right now is incredible. So I'll go through what my blog was about for those of you who didn't get it today. I had a client buying a $500,000 house with 3.5% down, getting FHA financing using the 2.875% rate. They buy that house for $500,000. Their payment was plus or minus $29.65 per month. I think they were paying off a little over $10,000 in principal. And if that property value goes up just 3% per year, it goes up $15,000 per year. I think at the end of the day, we had I'm sitting at my desk, I should probably put this up. I think they were paying their true cost, what I call true cost. that $2,965 less what they paid off in principal plus their 3% appreciation was like $864 a month. At the end of 5 years, if they have that 3% appreciation and they pay down their mortgage for the next 5 years, they have $145,000 in equity. Now, my typical first-time buyer has a negative net worth. But if these people came to me with 10 or 12 or 15, say $15,000 to $20,000 down, and we got the seller to pay the closing costs, they turned that 15 or 20 grand into $145,000 in 5 years. What other investment in this world can you put $15,000 or $20,000 into and turn it into $154,000? And who's telling them to stay in that property for 5 years or selling it in 5 years? How about we go buy another one with another 20 grand and have them do it again, and then have them do it again, and then have them do it again? Why wouldn't you? You are financial planners. That's what you are. You just don't know it. You don't have the title of financial planner. You have the realtor title, okay? But you are financially planning for these people's future. Then it becomes, okay, what other things can we do for these people? Well, we buy house A. Let's say I've got my Disney employee and I've got my police officer, and we buy house A. And we buy this one for 500 grand. 2 years later, they say, hey, we're ready, we're moving up. Okay, great, hold on to that property. We're gonna buy this one for 650. Great, we buy the 650 property. Now what happens? Well, we wanna redo the kitchen. Well, that's how we're gonna redo the kitchen, because that's gonna come out of post-tax dollars, but not if we write it off on this rental property over here that we just left. Now my 2 W-2 employees that are making 175, 200 grand a year, I'm not telling them to write it off, but what happens if the contractor messes up and gives them the bill on the other property? They're gonna be able to write it off. What happens when they go ahead and redo their landscaping, or they put window coverings in their house, or they have a plumbing leak, or they have a shower problem, or they retile their shower, or they do whatever they do, or they buy a plant? That's all for the rental property over there. That's pre-tax dollars. They're in the 47, 44% tax bracket. They just save 44% on the plant that they bought for their own house. So these are the things that we should be planning for when we talk to our clients is, what position are they in? What do you do for a living? Blah, 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 blah. Then my next question is, oh, wow, I would love to do, I mean, if it's me and I'm talking to a client, hey, I'd love to do a first-time buyer seminar, a move-up buyer seminar, things like that. Those would be great. So I'm going to touch on move-up buyers because these are the little things that we do. And when I send out an email to a client, because I can't meet them in person right now, when I do a Zoom or I send an email out to the client, I always send them out that breakdown. And that breakdown's just, I could probably even post it here. It just talks about what their payments are, what the true cost of homeownership, blah, 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 blah is. I think it's really important. But then when we push forward and we say, okay, we want to buy the next house. And let's say we're going to sell house A. And we have 200,000 in equity in that property. And we want to buy house B, and we need all 200 grand. So house B is now 800,000 from our $600,000 house that we owe 400 on. So we have our 200 grand in equity. We're going to put that down. We're going to put down 160 after realtor fees, commissions, everything like that. I can loan them on a bridge loan if they haven't sold this property yet. Even if that house is sold, I can still get them approved for a bridge loan so they can buy house B non-contingent, because we know how competitive the market is right now. How competitive is the market going to be going forward? Well, I just told you, because you got to listen to me, because trust me. No, I'm just kidding. I'm telling you that I believe that we're going to have low inventory all year. That may or may not be true, but if we are going to have low inventory, you're going to need bridge loans, especially have those move-up buyers. And those clients have to be able to buy non-contingent, because you are not going to get a contingent offer accepted when there's 14 offers on a property. If there's only 7 people or 7 houses like that in the whole stinking valley and one comes up and your client has to have that one, what's going to happen? You're going to have to go non-contingent. You're going to have to pay full price. You're going to have to make it happen. So we have those tools to make things happen for you. And that's our job, is to get them into escrow. We're going to guide them through. We're going to talk taxes. I had a client last night. She's emailing me. She's going to go and help her parents buy this beach house. And I said to her, here's what you want to do. I says, it's her and her brother and her sister, and there's 3 of them, and they're involved, and they want to, mom and dad are going to get 500 grand out of their house, and they're going to get a loan for 500 grand, and one of them has to co-sign her. They were all thinking of co-signing. I'm like, no, don't do that. One of you co-sign, get mom and dad the property, get off title. Then have mom and dad put you in their trust at the end of the day. It'll go to their stepped up value, stepped up basis when they die 20, 30, 60, 125 years from now. When mom and dad are gone, then you get all that profit that they made tax-free. But we have to understand what we're doing. And you can't just go about this alone, because I got 29 years of experience behind me with what we closed 94 loans, I think, last month my team did, and over 600 last year. We know what's going on, and I try to watch these markets and try to talk the tax stuff and try to figure all of that through with your clients. So that's my job, that's my goal, that's my dream. I appreciate you having me on here, Daniel. We'll see you next week. It's crazy out here. So I think Amy and Irma are staying on. Did you need me for anything else?
That's it. I just want to thank you, Mike, because what you're doing and talking about is I want them to become all professional referral experts, not the expert themselves, because there's no way they're going to be able to take the knowledge you have and take somebody, oh, you mean I could buy a house for 0 down, 60-day credit? And wow, I never even heard of these programs, right? And so Mike is your expert there. That team that he's got, Jana is going to be your credit repair expert, and then Carlos can be your rental expert. And between all of them, you have an expert, like a master, idiot savant mind, where you can work with your clients. And so you don't have to be the person, but you know that you know how to help your clients. So Mike, thank you for that. That is a lot of great information. And I want you to tell us more about, I think you put a chat in there about the 0 down loans, about the others. So if you have any other particular interest or what have you of getting your buyers in the funnel, please, once you get that contact and you get that buyer agreement signed, committed exclusively, the first step you do is you pick up the phone and you call the expert, Mike Mina and Augusta Financial, and find how many ways can we do this now. And I guarantee you're going to be extremely, extremely pleased that you did that, because it's not just getting the buyer, but it's getting them a qualified, serious buyer, not just a buyer that's looking around. So that'll isolate that for you, Mike. So thank you so much, brother. I appreciate. We got your number in the chat, so we'll make sure that we got you all covered there. Thanks, brother.
Daniel, if anybody does want to receive that full blog post, I tried to put it in the chat. There wasn't enough room, so you're seeing part of it. But give me your email if you guys if you're not already getting it. Go ahead and post your email and make sure that you get that full blog post, and then get all the ones coming in the future too as well.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, great. Fantastic. Well, let me go ahead and get my full view here on again. All right. All right. So this is a lot of great information, you guys. Don't you agree? Say yes. Thank you. And what we're going to do is take now that information and talk about, what this means to you on a weekly basis. We talked before in the class, we've done the memberships and whatever, about, you guys being part of like this every week. We have anywhere from, I see we have anywhere from 38 to 68 people so far on this call every week. It's growing, it's getting better. And I want to just remind you of something, okay? What is a team, okay? A team is a group of people united by one common purpose who are cooperating to achieve quality results and experience a thing called synergy. That's why we're on this. What is not a team is a group of people with no common purpose who don't cooperate and thus don't experience that synergy, okay? And what is synergy? I'll just go back to the basics in case you don't understand what I'm saying. The definition, where the total effect is greater than the sum of the individual effects. I want to say that again. Where the total effect is greater than the sum of the individual effects. Everyone wins. Everybody receives more. Conclusion, only through teamwork do you get synergy. Does that make sense? So when you bond together with a group of people, and then they become a team like what we are, we start loving each other, we start helping each other, and we can't help but help each other without helping ourselves. And if you hurt anyone, you end up hurting yourself. So you want to say, that's my philosophy. That changes my attitude, changes my actions, my reactions, and then that changes my results. So if you come from that space where I'm going to be, I love that word, I'm word of mouth, WAMI. I have a new one now, Mel, for you. It's not waiting on Mel. It's word of mouth, right? And if you have that word of mouth and you're out there helping people, when you start from the beginning and you have that philosophy, whether they want to rent, whether they want to get their credit score fixed from Jana so that they get their loans that are out there. And Jana just posted something I wanted to talk about.
Daniel,
yeah.
Something's going on with your mic. It is
Uh-oh.
like staticky and really hard to hear.
Let me
Why don't you mute out and try to reconnect your mic, and let's let Jana go ahead and talk about the post that she posted a little bit ago.
Okay.
Jana was talking about the unemployment for realtors, and that she just got one of her realtor friends a check for $2,800. Would you guys like to know more about that? That sounds interesting.
Yes, I'm so sorry. My phone went dead right at that exact second.
That's okay. Yeah, I would love for you to share a little bit more about that, Jana. How does that work? What can you do? What's up with that?
So it is the first time. It's the first time ever that they've opened up unemployment to self-employed people, and it's called the Pandemic Unemployment Act. It's separate from unemployment, but it's applied for the same way. So if you're in California and you go to the EDD website, I just did this for a friend who's a realtor, and we went on there, said that she was a realtor, that she can't, do, physical open houses anymore. She hasn't been able to since March 13th, and how this has affected her business. They ask you the questions in the regular unemployment application. You say, yes, I'm a part of the PUA. I'm going to have a job again. I'm self-employed. You give them all the information as a part of the regular application, and then they backdate it. So they give you 167 plus 600 a week at least. And so that ends up being $3,200 a month. They'll backdate it till March 13th. And so they'll give you $2,800 to start it. And then it takes about a week or 10 days to get the money. So if you are in a position where you are hurting somewhat from the pandemic, it's not a bad idea to take advantage of that opportunity, because it's the first time it's ever been here, ever. And they'll pay it for 3 months. And you don't have to certify it, because they've had so many people going on there. I mean, as you guys know, over 1 in 5 people in California are unemployed right now. And so that's why they've opened it up for self-employed. And so it's out there for us. I mean, how many years have we spent paying for, unemployment? So somebody just posted that they're getting even more than that. So if you guys haven't taken advantage of that opportunity, I would encourage you to, because like I said, it's there for us right now. And it's there now. They opened it on April 28th. And it'll be there for a very short time.
Awesome. Star, you said you have something to add to that?
Yes. Just so everybody knows, I know this is in California, but I think this is federal. You need to get a card. You're going to get this card. It takes about 2 weeks to get this card. Then you can get your money or hook it up to your bank account. So it's going to take a little bit more than 10 weeks in California. That's what's been happening with us. So you can't get that money until you get like your bank card. It's from Bank of America. Once you get that card, you can log on to the Bank of America unemployment website, link your bank account to that, and then they'll directly deposit the money. But it takes some time to show that you get the money. Once it shows you get the money, it's going to take time to get the card. Just so you know.
Wow. Okay. Patty, can you tell your experience with that?
Yeah, they told me that I'm getting a paper check, that I didn't have to do that when I went online today. It said paper, paper, paper. So
you're the first one I've heard of, so that's good.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised, because when I was online filling the application, I thought it said you had to have the Visa or whatever type of ATM card it was. But when I looked today, it said paper. So maybe they were having people complain that it was taking too long, and they decided to just send checks. If that was as of today, if I don't get anything like, by Monday or something, then I'll figure out if I have to have one. But that's what they're telling me.
Well, I work also, and I filed for unemployment. Besides being a realtor, I still haven't gotten, and I applied April 14th.
Really?
I still haven't gotten the card.
Do you have to go to Bank of America to get it, or you just do it right on the EDD site?
Do it online. Yeah, I can do it online, they said, but I still haven't gotten the card, and it shows that I have money in my account, but I can't access it.
Yeah, I'm going to wait a few more days and see if I get paper, since that's what they told me. I'll let you guys know next week.
Awesome.
Okay.
I just asked someone to put the website in the chat box here. And then Graciela, you have your hand raised.
Yes. I don't understand. Do you start by getting the card, or you start by going to the unemployment, or how do you start?
You have to start by filing it. First, you have to register on the unemployment website. Then you have to file a claim. You have to file the right claim. So make sure that you're filing for paycheck protection under self-employed, I think it is. And when you answer the questions, you have to say that you are self-employed. So that's really important.
Thank you.
And then about hopefully 10 to 14 days later, then you get the ATM card.
Great information. Awesome. And then Jana just put that there for us. So it's right there in the chat message there for you. Yeah, I mean, hey, what can it hurt to go and apply and see what happens?
You won't get turned down. So you'll get the money.
Well, I think that's a good question. Anything like that with Jana, she has got a plethora, just like Mike with the finance, with the mortgages, she's got a plethora of information of so many different programs. It blew my mind. So if you have any doubt, then please call Jana and she will help you to figure out which one and how many, or go for all of them that you should go to. So thank you for that. And I think Carlos has got a hand up. Is that right?
I do. I actually have a document that I got this week. It's the COVID-19 federal, state, and private emergency assistance. And basically it's a 19-page breakdown of all of the federal funding that's available. I can make this available. I can send it to Amanda or Daniel. And if you want to share with everybody here and share with everybody that in your network that this document is extremely well done. If you'd like me to send that to you right now, I could do that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, and we'll send it to everybody. I've got everybody's name on the call, and I can make sure I can duplicate that for you.
Who should I? It's a PDF file format. Who should I share this with right now?
Melinda.
Linda. Okay, I'll
At
send it to Melinda.
DanielPendley.com. Melinda at DanielPendley.com.
I'll send it right now.
Right. We'll do that as well. Okay. Is my mic okay now?
Yeah, you're better.
Good. Okay. Maybe I'm just getting too excited and it was too vibrating here. I don't know. I never know. Okay. So, thank you. Isn't it call, Jana? And look at the experts we've had on the call. And every week we get something great. Like last week, remember the red bag thing we did, right? And that was with Mark Malone. And that was a great idea. Briefly, Amanda, re-mention that, because that's worth a re-mention to everybody to do something in that vein. And then you had something to add to that. So real quick, just talk about the red bag, blue bag, it doesn't matter. It's a bag. It's a charity bag. Talk about that.
Yeah, so that was great. I think the majority of you were on the call last week for that, to where he was taking a bag around and he just had a letter in it and then he had his business card in it. And he was asking people to please fill the bag. Well, we made it better on that call and said, hey, you can actually add to your letter if you are in need and you need food, then please let us know and we'll be able to help with that as well, because the intention is to fill the bag with food. Well, after we brought it up on our team call on Monday night, we said, well, why not put something in the bag? So we ended up masterminding that out, and some of our agents back here are now putting a roll of toilet paper or hand sanitizer in the bag, and then you're delivering that to them. You're like, hey, here's a gift. Now I'm going to come back in 5 days. Please fill this with food. So I think that just made it a little bit better. Something else that really was cool that came up on our call, one of our agents in Santa Monica is out passing out these cards, like these whole little things that are put together, and he's giving out face masks. And he's saying, hey, if you need an errand ran, I am available. And so he's obviously got, his business card and everything there, but it's a really nice little package he put together. And his little write-up on there is just saying, hey, me and my wife and our new baby just moved to the neighborhood, and we have a friend, and him and his wife want to move to the neighborhood as well. And so we're really looking for him a nice place to call home. So if you ever think about selling, please let me know. But in the meantime, hey, it's a crisis. I'm young. I can go out and run errands for you. So call me if you need anything. He's already gotten one listing, and he hasn't even passed out half of these things yet.
See?
So I thought that was a really good idea as well.
See, I like
What are
that.
you guys getting toilet paper?
Do what?
We can't get toilet paper or hand sanitizer in California.
You'll figure it out. You'll figure it
Yeah.
out. Trust me.
Guys,
You'll
you
figure
want it,
something
they
to
say.
give out there. You know, if you get lucky, you can just throw. But there's always something
Yes.
you can put in that bag. But the key is that you're giving a free offer and a call to action, and you're also saying, hey, maybe you need something, and they go, hey, we'd like a bag. You're a godsend. Thank you. We're out of groceries. We're out of trouble. Help me, and you'll figure out a way. God will put His arms around you and find it a way that He can, bring you some extra supplies to help them, and it'll be a blessing. I promise you that. So that's a really good idea. Not what you can give, but what can we give you? How can we help you? I love
Just
that.
to let you know, Vista Print has a COVID-19 line. So I went and got some cards, and it said, it's like the world, it's like a cartoon of the world, and it says we're all in this together. And I said something like, we can do this as one. And then inside you can write your own, whatever you want to say in the front and the back. So I said the same thing. I said, I'm here to help you. I'm part of the essential team. If you need me to go out and get groceries or whatever you need, just let me know. And I had it all printed. And on the back, I had all my information with my logo, and I sent that out. So Vista Print does have cards.
Okay. So you can do that. I even have the home buyer passport order too. If you want to put your passport in there and your team, it's the home buyer passport. It's always fantastic. That is something you can do. They're very inexpensive, only a few dollars each. The more you buy, the cheaper they are. And that's something you can think about as well. So a lot of great information, you guys. And, you're all working together. We're all loving each other. We're helping each other. Remember, what is a team? What is it that we're trying to accomplish here to help each other? Now, I know this, that everyone on this call has the scripts. You have the system, but take it in stride to do the WOM, word of mouth. Take it, go out and market yourself. Go out and do, the sphere of influence is vitally important right now, and reaching out to your people that are your same clients. So if you're doing all of that and you are getting the lead, don't blow it. Don't go in there and go give them the price or start feeding them properties. Follow the system. And I know you all tell me that over and over again, from Donica, to Manu, to anybody on this call, Becky and Tom, everybody in this call who's doing it, they know that when they follow it, the results or the percentages are much higher than working for free. So really keep that in mind. Stop working for free. Keep getting out there loving people. Keep your philosophy first, your heart first, your head will follow, and you're going to be helping a lot of people in this market. So, we got a lot of things to talk about. You can now call them up and talk about, hey, listen, did you realize if you have a credit score, these are all the, can I share with you, did you know what's available to you and your family that's money that you could receive that you're not aware of? 1, 2, did you realize you could buy a home for $0 down? If you have the right thing. Did you realize we can help you into a rent? If you want a bigger home, you're running out of space, we can help you get into a rental too. We have inventory. So, you got some things to pull from our team right here. So let's all bond together. And if there's anything else any of you need, all you got to do is simply ask. Seek and you shall find. Knock and it shall be open. Ask and it shall be given to you. So know the secret, and I think the secret is what we're doing here is amazing. And I thank you guys for being on the call and participating every week. I think the key is 3 things: accountability. I want you to start tracking your success as well. And I have a tracking system on the online coaching, which you can track how many contacts did you do, how many people did you reach out to, how many sphere of influence, and then what's working on social media right now. I gave you guys a list of, in the other market, what's some good advertising. I put like Craigslist, eBay classified, recycler. There's about 10 of them right here, top ones. But let me ask you a question before we go. Does anybody have a site that's killing it that you could share with everybody here? Remember I said this team is about not just doing it yourself, but if you have something that's working, where are you getting your best source of leads? If you put it on Craigslist, you get a better hit. If you put it on your public figure site, can anybody share with me where they're getting the most leads at this time in this market?
KV Core.
Okay, Donica, talk about that for a minute. KV Core, you're getting the best leads at the most rate of return in this market by using KV Core. Talk about that for me, please.
Hands down. Well, I mean, it's done for you marketing to obtain buyers, and it's through my brokerage, which is EXP. It's a, you know, it's, how do I explain it? I'm not technically savvy.
It's a CRM system and lead generation system, like all put into one, which is, it makes it very easy to market and to build out squeeze pages and landing pages. And one of our other partners, she actually just connected her BombBomb to her KV Core account, which I didn't even know was possible. And if you guys don't know what BombBomb is a way to send out amazing videos. So videos of yourself speaking for 1 minute, and it goes into the email. So she connected this BombBomb video. So when they open the email, she just automatically starts talking to them. And it's genius. And she's getting tons of responses from this right now. So I know that's working for her.
That's amazing. Well, it's about your traffic. It's about getting the lead. And then please practice your scripts. Watch the 2 movies every week so you can get more of the scripting. And if you're not sure which way to go, you can always pick up your visual and go back and go right through it and follow procedure. Make sure you have all the tools, technology, so when you get in, and if you promise me that you'll follow that system, the real estate selling power system that I've developed over 43 years, your percentages will go up, your leads will be better, you know, because, you know, Donica could get, you know, 15 leads before, and, you know, none of them were sale. And now she goes into open house and she goes, oh, wait a second, I got to follow what Daniel said. And she gets them on contract. She gets them pre-approved. Voila, she's scoring. And, you know, I'm so proud of her, as all of you, but I know she's, I believe, over 6 million for the year already. I think she hit that last month. So it's proof is in the pudding, you know, it's in the results of what you're doing. So it's amazing that, you know, when you follow the system, what happens. So I want to thank you guys. Today was an amazing call. I want to close, if I could, with, hang on a minute here. Did I put my phone over here? Where did I put my phone? Well, I wanted to close with something. Here we go.
Well, I want to congratulate Donica, because Donica's capped out. And so Donica is not paying. She's actually making over 100% commission plus stock until November of this year. So congratulations, Donica. That is awesome.
Thank you.
Awesome.
I couldn't have done it without my team, by the way.
Oh, well, we're lucky to have you. So I just wanted to say congrats.
Well, thank you, Donica. And, you know, that's what she's talking about. The KV Core with the World Capper EXP model is free to you. If not, it's worth the value. It's $499 a month. If you're in a team and you're getting 100% of your commission, you're getting stock, then, you know, that's what Mike was talking about. He's coming over of a traditional company after 12 or 15 years. And so, you know, it's nice to have the tools and technology. Most of you are on not only my members and my master students, but many of you already are on that team. And we want to make that available to you regardless, because this is a team call for my members and my master students, so only right now. So, you know, we have other people coming from we have Keller Williams, we have Century 21 going on weekly. You know, it doesn't matter. We have one common denominator. All of us would love to have what? One sale every week. Oh, and that means one commitment every single week. Is that right? So sign up a buyer, sign up a seller, put them in the funnel, and then get them to our experts and start helping them. So that would be for a month. And that's 48 deals a year in this market, astronomical money. Okay, for us right now in California. I know it's different in North Carolina, but you know what? It's still, you're at the top 10%, top at that number. Definitely, I don't care where you live, doing 50 deals a year, you're in the top 2% for sure. So it's amazing, and thank you. I'm gonna, maybe turn it over. I'll show you a bit with Amanda real quick, but I want to close with this. Whatever your plans are, God has a purpose for your life. His plan's bigger than you can ever imagine, y'all. There is a divine purpose in every problem. Think about that. Let go and be in the present moment and know that it's on its way. Everything you desire and want is right here, and it's right now in the present moment being created. So stay in the present moment, be patient, have faith, peace, and love. All right? That's what I got. Amanda, I'd like you to share with them a little bit of the world and some of the upcoming, the new real estate for 2020 and what's happening worldwide. And it's wow. It's not just a fad. It's really taken off. So Amanda, if you want to talk about that for just a minute.
Yeah, I do. There's a couple of classes that I'm really excited about, guys. So I want to show you this. If you don't already have a guest pass, let us know. Tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. your time, this is going to be a phenomenal class. This is the struggle with video and self-filming. If you don't know, I do a Facebook Live video challenge about every other week. And it's been an amazing experience to teach people how to go live and how to do video. And sometimes there are struggles that come up in video, especially with like trying to film yourself and like using tripods and just all kinds of stuff and lighting and all kinds of the craziness that goes on. So tomorrow from 10 to 11:30, there is going to be a discussion on the struggle of video and self-filming, and also what this guy, Dan Woods, is doing to market relationship marketing ideas that you can do to your sphere of influence. So I will definitely be on that call tomorrow morning. And then on, on Monday at 9 a.m., we actually have Brian Buffini in the auditorium teaching live. Now, this is going to be in the Canadian auditorium because we are a virtual company. We're one brokerage, and we have agents from 4 different countries. So that's going to be a really good meeting as well. When you come in here, you'll be able to see that there's tons of classes, and I will post this into the chat box as well. But I just wanted to show you that. Feel free to go in there and explore. And then I'll show you exactly what that looks like. And I actually put a link in the chat box already that if you're interested in seeing what the EXP model is, then let us know, and we would be happy to show you that. I do one every Friday at 1 o'clock your time. So they're lots of fun. They're about 45 minutes, and I just kind of go into in depth what the EXP model is. So I just wanted to share that with you. I'm going to stop my share here for a minute because I have a million things running on my computer right now. So let's see. Can you guys see me again?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Perfect. So yeah, so I just wanted to share that with you. And most of you have already seen the Cloud Office. Has anyone not seen the Cloud Office that's on here right now? I can't see y'all's faces. There you are. Okay.
Okay.
Let me see if I can pop it back up here real quick. Hold on 1 second. If not, just jump on with me tomorrow and I'll show you. Yeah, my computer's not gonna bring up the Cloud Office, but this is what it looks like when it's downloading. I just have about a million things on my screen right now. So it'll download just like this, and then it'll actually live on your computer. This is built on a software program called Verbella. And Verbella is a video gaming software program. So it's a pretty large file, especially to run while you have Zoom and a million other things open. So I did put the link there. Hopefully you'll join us tomorrow. But that's what we have for you today. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you, Leslie.
Thank you, Amanda.
You're very welcome. Daniel's on mute here. Let me unmute Daniel. Oh, you're muted out, Daniel. I can't unmute you.
Yeah, I'm
There
up.
you are.
Okay, so we want to keep these like laser, a lot of value. If you really love this information, thank you. Give us some feedback. We want to make these better every week. I had the last 2 weeks, I had a celebrity agent on, Mark Malone, and the week before, Realtor Rob Ross, a plethora of information. And then this week, I think we got some tools we could use between Jana with the credit repair, and then Carlos with the another source of getting commissions on rentals, and then Mike, of course, being able to find people and help them to get in a home that had no idea they could get in with zero down, and what's happening in the market right now. So just keep reaching out to people. You're going to hear the needs, and be ready to be able to help them, whatever it is. So that's what the call is about today. I highly recommend tomorrow that you get on at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time with Amanda. We'll send you the link. Go in, look at it, and get tuned into the technology. You owe it to yourself and your clients, okay? So thank y'all for being on the call. That's all I got. If anybody else got anything, great. If not, God bless. We'll see you on the call tomorrow at 1 o'clock. Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
guys. Good to
Thank
see
you, guys.
everyone.
Thank you.